Move it. Here we go. Super excited for today's conversation. Thank you guys for jumping on. I seen our brother Mayur jump into the call here shortly. Super excited to introduce you guys. Mayur is I just connected with him last week. He's our newly appointed regional growth director of the state of California out here on the West Coast. I hope I got that title right, Mayur. We're excited to have you on this call. We have a collection of dream chasers, all EXP agents. Occasionally, we'll have a few that tap in from other great companies as well to dial in and just connect with our group here. We're first of all, we want to congratulate you on your new position, and we know that you've been here at EXP for a few years, and that you've built a great organization. You crushed it in sales, and now your leadership is going to be able to help us, right? And we'd love to hear that from you. Thank you for being on the call, Mayur.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Um, I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself and how this new role is really designed to help all of you guys. And first of all, I love the name of your group, Dream Chasers, because that's what we're all doing. We're all here to chase a dream. And so I'll tell you guys a little bit about my dreams and how I got here, and we'll go from there. So many years ago, I was a team leader at Keller Williams. So I ran their Newport Beach office for 5 years. When I got that office, we had 80 agents and we were about to shut down. I hired 500 agents to that office and turned it around and made it profitable. And my dream was, I always had a dream that I wanted to have 10,000 agents that were working with me as my partners. And so I launched an office. I launched KW Costa Mesa. At the time, I thought it was the smartest thing in the world to do. Looking back at it, it wasn't a good move. It costs $500,000 to launch an office. KW office, you have to have 500,000 in your checking account to apply. And then it takes 6 months to apply. And then you have to have 60 people ready to join an office that is not yet approved. And then you have to go get a physical office and it has to meet the exact requirements of Keller Williams. And I did all that and I built that office up, KW Costa Mesa, to about 300 agents. And I said, you know what, my dream, I'm still this far away from my dream. I got about 500 agents in Newport, 300 there. I was shy of about 9,000 agents. So I went to KW and I said, hey, let's go open up 10 more offices and then I'll hit my dream. And you guys, you know what KW said to me as a successful team leader and a successful operating principal? They said, absolutely not. I said, what are you talking about? You guys taught me to create a big vision. I got a vision board and I have all these dreams and I need more. And they said, look, we're a franchise. So based on what territories we can sell is where you can open up another office. And they're like, we're done with California. I said, so in order to hit my goals, my dream, I have to, go out of state. And they said, yeah, and we don't have anything in the states neighboring you. And, that's setting you up for failure. And so what I did is I left KW and I looked at every single business model. I went to Sotheby's, I went to Coldwell Banker, I went to Realty One, I went every single company. I went to all of them and I said the same thing. I have a big dream. I want to build a bunch of offices and have thousands of agents underneath me. And every single company told me the exact same thing. What do you think they said to me? Somebody tell me, what do you think they said?
But
They said, go for it.
they're all right. They don't need it.
They said, Mayur, take your pick of offices. You manage anyone or pick 3 or 4 or 5. But we're not here to grow. We are in a sustainable mode. We're not building any more offices. We're shutting some down. And unfortunately, you can manage a large group of people, but you will not own. You will not get any profit from the ownership of these companies. And I said, well, why would I bring you guys 500 or 1,000 agents? And they didn't have an answer for me. And then a good friend of mine, John Pugh, said, hey, let's check out EXP. And I said, dude, there's no way. No way. This is like an online company. I don't know if they're growing. There's not that many people even know about it. And I called EXP and I was already in a bad mood. And I said, hey, you know, guys, I want to come and bring 10,000 agents here and open up 20 or 30 offices. So go ahead, just tell me no. So, I can move on. And they said, sure. I said, what do you mean, sure? They said, you can bring on 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 agents. I said, what about opening up offices? They said, you can open up as many offices as you want. By the way, we'll even cover the cost. We'll let you use all of our Regis locations that we're partnered with. So you don't have to come up with any money. You don't have to hire any staff. You can just go and jump in today and work at any office that you like. I said, well, what's the catch? And they said the catch is $149.85 a month. And for a few months, I contemplated that. And I'm like, this can't be true. I can't get all my dreams in one space. And they said, by the way, you can recruit anywhere. So it's not only can you recruit to the offices that you're working at, but you can recruit in any state in the United States of America. And you don't need to have an office close by because we're an online brokerage. And they don't have to like the team leader and they don't have to like the people because they're going to work with our cloud-based brokerage. So I said, you guys are going to allow me to hire 10,000 agents. You're going to give me 2,000 offices that I could use. There's no red tape. I can recruit anywhere. And my upfront cost to get the whole thing rolling is 149 bucks. And they said, yeah. And the very next day I joined. And so since then, it was January of 2020, and I joined right before COVID hit. I remember February, March is when everyone started coughing and it all hit down with the shutdowns. Well, I joined and I was like, geez, I just joined a new company. I put all my eggs in this basket and COVID hit. And I can't even go meet anybody, or I can't go to an office. I can't do panels. I can't do meetings. I can't do all the old recruiting things I did. And what I found is people just started coming to me and they started saying, Mayur, I don't really care about the split and the fees and all this other stuff. My broker's doors are closed. I have no way of doing transactions. I can't talk to my broker. I can't talk to the staff. I need to go in and get paperwork done. And all of a sudden, EXP went from being a decent option to almost a necessity. And then as we grew out of COVID, we all found out we don't really need to go to the office every single day when you can do everything online. You can get everything from EXP World once you all figured out how to log in there. And since then, I've been able to build a group of, as of today, I'm at 927 agents. I'm a beta influencer in the company. And I love the vision of this company and I love the direction. And a lot of people heard that, that I was passionate about this company. So they said, why don't you come on board on the growth team in California and not only help yourself grow and your current agents, but help every agent in California grow and hit their dreams. And so earlier on in a couple months ago, about a month ago, I took over the position. And now my goal is not only to build my group, but to help you guys build yours. So I'm going to show you a couple really cool ways to do that. And then I'm going to allow you guys to ask me a ton of questions. So the easiest way that you can do this is open up your My EXP app. Okay, everyone got it open? So right when you open it up, and if you're a EXP kind of nuthead like me and Joseph are, you probably look at this 3 or 4 times a day. And right when you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a big blue box. That big blue box says, know a team or broker you want to bring to EXP. Just by a raise of hands, did anybody know that this existed? Well, we have a lot of off camera here, so that's a tough question for y'all. But Joseph knows about it because Joseph's building his dreams and he's doing it through leverage. There's a lot of people that don't know that this exists. Once you click on it, it allows you to fill out what we call a couple of people in the chat said no. Good. So we're learning something new. Once you do that, you're going to fill out a discovery form. The discovery form is just some information on a prospect that you have, and this is for teams and brokers. So a team could be as big as 2 people, as large as 2,000, or a brokerage that's 2 people or more. Somebody said, what's the name of the app? The app is the My EXP app. This is your homepage for the My EXP app. There we go. A couple of people saying that. I got it. So once you click on that and submit some information for a broker or a team that's 2 people or more, then that's going to hit my desk. Once it hits my desk, I'm going to schedule a call with you. We're going to go over all the details of the prospect. And you're going to tell me everything that you think that I need to know, such as, hey, they're a team of 5. They're located here. They have an office. They're interested in luxury. Here's their hot buttons. Here's their goals. Just collect as much data as you can. And then I'm going to take all that data and I'm going to process it. And then we are together going to schedule what we call a three-way call or a prospect call. On that prospect call, I'm going to do a full needs analysis with them. And then I'm going to help them to iron out any of the wrinkles that they have as to joining. And I'll give you an example. I did a call the other day with a small team, and they said, "Hey, we've got an office space that, we don't know what to do with." Well, great. We connected them with Success Coaching, who now does Success office spaces. So they're like, "Oh, wow, you can help me with my existing office and turn it into a revenue generator?" We said, "Absolutely." They also had some concerns that EXP didn't have a luxury division. So we were able to go over the entire luxury presentation as well as loop in our luxury director. They got to talk directly to the luxury director on their first call. They got to talk to Ted, who is in charge of Success Spaces, on that call. And so the great thing about these prospect calls is we're not taking data and then saying, "We'll call you back next week and I got to go talk to 10 different people." I have all those 10 different people on that call, including the vice president of growth, who is able to, don't tell him this, he's able to waive things if it makes sense. And the last thing is that they had it, they wanted some signs. We don't buy signs, we don't buy people, but we were able to come up with a solution to get most of their signs for free. And this is on a case by case basis. We're not just opening up a checkbook and writing checks, but we were able to move some things around creatively and bring that team on board as opposed to getting them excited and letting them sit, because their original goal was to come on board in January. And we said, "Why are you waiting till January?" And they told us all the reasons why. And we said, "You can do it. You can join tomorrow." And so the point of this is to get you guys excited to, one, start using the growth team. Now, you might be saying, "Well, Mayur, that's awesome, but I got to recruit in Florida." Well, guess what? We have a growth team member in every state now. So if you have somebody in another state, you can reach out to that corresponding growth member. If you guys need some more information on the growth members, I will actually, let me see if I have it here. I'll send it to Joseph, who can send it out to you guys, but it's all over Workplace. Now, here's what I would do if I was you guys. Here's the number one thing I would do. I would go back to my pipeline, whether it's in a CRM or on paper or on a wealth chart. I'd look up all the teams and brokers that are more than two people, and I'd reach out to them and I'd call them and I'd say the following message. Say, "Hey, Joseph, I have really, really, really good news for you, and I just want to touch base with you for a couple minutes. I am really good friends with the regional director for California for EXP, and I've been chatting with him about you for a little bit, and he wants to meet you. He wants to go over all the opportunities about joining EXP, as well as explain some of the corporate incentives that they have available that you may not know about. These corporate incentives are so cool that nobody in the company is actually allowed to explain them except for Mayur, and he wants to talk to you. So let's get on a call with them tomorrow or the next day. It'll take like 30 minutes. And the worst case scenario, the absolute worst thing that will happen to you is you will have an amazing offer in your back pocket. The best case scenario is that you'll have an offer that's better than where you're at. And then his team will help you to move on to EXP. The other cool thing about working with the growth team is we do all of the onboardings. Guys, you don't have to fumble around. You don't have to call 10 people. You don't have to go in work chat and try and find everybody. I will do the entire onboarding. Again, if it's 2 people or 200, and everything is done with a white glove. And so there's multiple people on those first calls that are on team services. So we do everything from A to Z. Joseph, imagine if you built your group, instead of you talking to a prospect, doing the needs analysis, doing the onboarding, keeping up with them forever. Imagine if all you did was submit the lead to somebody who knew how to handle it and then went back and just submitted another lead. I mean, if this was around when I was building my group, I probably wouldn't be here today. I'd probably have hit my dream and I'd be retired. So that's how it all works. Somebody's saying game changer. Joseph's saying this is a game changer, guys. This is literally in an entire recruiting presentation, onboarding from A to Z, I would say there's 10 or 20 very complex parts. We're going to take over 90 to 95% of the entire process for you. And it gives you a good intro to call people. Joseph, let me ask you a question. You have a massive real estate team. You have multiple offices. You've got a group size of almost 700 people, almost hitting 1,000. When was the last time you got a call from another broker that said, hey, I have great news for you. I'm going to give you an offer that's probably better than yours. Let's get on a call. Honest, when was the last time you got that call?
I haven't gotten a call like that since my first year at EXP. Have not. Not one person has called to try to recruit me.
Will, I've been talking to Will a lot lately. You run a big team. You've got multiple offices in Chino and Upland. You're killing it. When was the last time you got a call to talk to somebody about hearing another opportunity and maybe seeing if it's a good move for you?
I got the first one last week, man.
All right, delete that part. Guys, it doesn't happen very often.
Not at all. Not at all.
It does have. I have a group size of almost 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last time I got called or invited to an event, I have never gotten a phone call ever. I've never gotten one single recruiting call, not one event call. You know, the only call I ever got to come to an event, you know what that call was? It was from Kyle Whistle, who I was friends with, who said in 2019, he called me and said, hey, you want to come to this really cool event called EXP Con? And I was like, not really. He's like, it's in Las Vegas. I'm like, cool. If you get me a jet suite flight, I'll go. But you know, to be honest, like I'll probably just gamble and hang out. He's like, I don't care. Do you want to come? I said, sure. And I went to EXP Con for about 15 minutes. And no joke, I went and hit up the roulette table for like 2 days. And then a year later, when I had called EXP and I'm like, okay, maybe I should check this out. Who do you guys think I put down as my sponsor?
Mm-hmm.
The one person that ever called me to come to an event. So what questions do you guys have?
I'll start off, Mayor. So here in California, tell us, I'd love when you and I got on the phone, you shared your vision for growth. I would love for you to share that with the group and I mean, us being the largest brokerage in the state now, what does the next year look like? Year or 2 years for us?
So cool. So as of today, we have 10,900 agents in the state of California. We've closed $44 billion of real estate year to date in the state of California. Our vision is to get California to 15,000 agents. It'll be the first state in the entire United States that would hit 15,000 agents in all of EXP. So we want to hit 5,000 new agents joining or teams or brokerages within 3 years. And so we have a very aggressive plan to do that. And part of that plan is being more adaptable to what the agent's needs are, especially when onboarding. We've been dealing with a lot of competitors that, quite frankly, bought agents. Compass and Coldwell Banker are both nearly on the brink of bankruptcy because all those contracts are coming due and they didn't expect the rates to go the way they were and they weren't prepared for the market that we had. And so thousands of agents that were on previous contracts are now coming due, and some of them are looking for another check. Now, we are not going to write big checks and say, come on board and we're going to put golden handcuffs on you and then ruin our own business model. But we have programs like Boost, we have programs like Thrive that are just as competitive as those, yet the payouts are done incrementally. So I'll give you an example. If you bought in a big brokerage to Boost, we would help compensate them on the money that we would take in, the money that EXP would take, and we would pay them quarterly on it. So we would give them a huge incentive to join, but we're not going to give them all the money up front. We want their agents to come on board. We want them to do deals, and then we're going to pay them, which is great for you if you're referring them because you want their agents to come on board and do deals so you can get revenue share. What else, guys? What else? You got me for a few more minutes. How can I help you guys?
What
I
are
have
the
a quick
most common
question.
objections you're hearing, Meyer?
What was that?
What are the most common objections you're hearing?
That's a good question. I hear the same 10 or 20 objections. I like where I'm at. I'm happy with my broker. Um, you know, EXP is not the place for luxury or this or that. And we've got, I don't want to say an objection handler for all those, but we've got them. Joseph, I actually put together the top 9 most common objections around the country. And so I will share that with you when I get off the call, and you can distribute that to your people. For the most part, is people just saying, "Hey, I'm happy, I'm good where I'm at." And so the best way to overcome that is to basically say, great, I only hire people that are happy in the first place. I only hire people that I want to work with. We've got 90,000 happy agents. Don't you want to see when 90,000 active agents are happy at EXP? Again, it'll only take 30 minutes. And if you don't find that the worst case scenario is that you have a better offer in your back pocket. I always tell people this. I said, hey, if you're at Coldwell Banker, Berkshire Hathaway, Keller Williams, hey, anybody want to raise their split? If you do, go interview with EXP because you'll get a better deal and you can go back to your broker, and your broker will either have to beat it, or you'll find out that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be paying my broker 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 grand when I can just pay EXP 16 icon and get it back and then get some revenue share.
So good. What other questions do you guys have for Mayor team? You're welcome to throw them in the chat if you can't come off mic. We had somebody before Will.
Hi, that was me, Teresa Alvarez.
Go ahead,
How are
Teresa.
you guys doing?
Great.
I wanted to say that I met you, Mayor, at Latitude.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much for being so nice, and you introduced me to the other group of EXP. As you remember, I mentioned that I'm new with EXP, but I've done real estate for 12 years prior to 16 years of break. Right now, I'm back. I have 2 agents under me. I've been with EXP now, like I'm gonna say 5 months. And I have 5 agents who I'm working with and them joining EXP, and they're all in different offices. Coldwell Banker, Center 21, First Team. They're not a team, right? So can I just bring individually, right?
That's
Talk
a
to you about that?
That's a great question. So if they're an individual agent and they're like an influencer, or they're selling, 20, 25 million, I'd be more than happy to help out.
Okay.
If they're below 20 million, I mean, I'd send them straight to Joseph. However, if you want to talk about strategy, you can reach out to me on all those. But
Okay.
EXP doesn't want me to utilize any of my time for anything less than
Yes.
team broker, high volume agent. But I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. Which actually is a great transition. How do you guys get in touch with me? The easiest way, the EXP guys, they want everybody on work chat. A lot of people don't use it. I didn't use work chat until I got this job. Work chat is the EXP way to do it. Everything's tracked. But I would tell all you guys the easiest way to get in touch with me is add me to Facebook or Instagram. That way I can see your face. I get to know you a little bit better, and then just send me a chat on one of those platforms. We're all on those platforms all the time. Send me a chat on Facebook and say, "Hey, Meyer, I met you at Joseph's meeting. I have a recruit, but here's what I'm thinking of saying." Or if you guys want to just do like a mini strategy session, anything at all, reach out to me and let me know. Um, One thing I want to let you guys all know is, you guys know how many agents join EXP every single day, week, and month that don't even pick a sponsor? Dozens and dozens and dozens of teams, large brokerages, the Joseph Trujillos who decided this is a good move because he's a businessman, but nobody ever called him. They come and just join directly. And so when you're reaching out to people, here's what I always tell everybody, and I've always done this for many, many years. I don't try to convince anyone to join EXP. Why? I don't need to. There's people that are joining all day long that are like 80-20 split, 16K cap, revenue share, stocks. I can do everything. I have every training in the world. All my agents will get trained. I'm not the broker. I don't hold any liability. I get to use office spaces. It's a no-brainer for somebody who really understands the model, and they're just joining. And so when you're reaching out to people and they're like, hey, I love my broker, I'm never going to leave. And you're like, no, okay, you don't need to do that. You can, but I would just reach out to more people. And I would just reach out to more people and tell them what you love about this company. Scream from the rooftops what you love. Personally, I love the revenue share, guys. Get this, check this out. I've only brought on 34 agents myself to my front line. And yet my group is almost at 1,000. The way that my group has multiplied, for every agent that's joined, like 30 more have joined my group. What other business model system can you go to the gym and do one push-up and get the result of 30? Can you run a mile and get the result of running 30? Nothing else multiplies like revenue share. Not your home sales, guys. You should keep selling homes. You got to make that money. That's your bread and butter. That's how you communicate with agents. But if you sell a home, you know what happens when you guys sell a home? You know what immediately happens the day you get your check from escrow?
You're fired.
You're fired. You're unemployed. And you have to keep doing it. That is a means to getting into the industry. That is a means to paying your bills. That is a means to getting to talk to agents. But if you want to build your dreams, you're going to need to attract a few agents, a few teams, a few brokers, a few influencers. Let me do all of the heavy lifting. And by the way, if you send me a lead and they don't connect right away, they don't want to jump on a three-way call, I will never let that lead go. I will reach out to them till the end of time. Because remember, I have a goal to bring in 5,000 agents. And quite frankly, I hit my goals. If I set a goal and I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to hit it. And so either I can hit it myself or I can hit it through you guys. And it'll be much easier to hit it through you guys. I can hit my goal with just me and Joseph, because Joseph is somebody who, when he does something, he says something, he does it. And that's a clear illustration of his business today. And so you guys are partnered and connected to one of the best people in the industry, Joseph. Everybody in his upline, you guys all know Leo, you know Rosie, you know everybody else. But now you've got a great friend on the corporate side. And I can offer them things and a perspective that nobody else in the company can because of my position. And it's at full, it's a full opportunity for all you guys to do this. Now I'll give you guys one more secret and then I'll let you ask one or two more questions and I'll let you go. I ain't going to do this forever, guys. Once my group hits around 200 to 2,500 people, I'm most likely going to get off the hamster wheel of life forever. And based on my growth rate, it's going to happen pretty soon. So I would take the next 12 months and put even the smallest amount of focus. If you time block 2-3 hours a month, not a week, not a day, 2-3 a month, and you set up a goal to get me one referral a month, and let me close them for you. Imagine what that would look like. One referral a month of a team of, let's say, 5. And I get them for you. That's 5 times 12. That's 60 people. 12 in your front line, 48 in your second line. Joseph, just guess, how much money would that be annually? Not including levels 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not including the stock. And don't forget the revenue share 2.0 bonus for levels 1. What would that be a year? Ballpark.
Let's say 275.
Could be a lot of money, guys. I don't think there's anything else in your calendar that will get you a higher ROI than getting me one referral a month. And if you want to get me 2 or 3 or 4, you ought to be like Joseph, who's like, I'm going to take advantage of this for as long as possible and continue to enjoy my life with my beautiful wife and my family and my business and let Mayur do all the hard work while he's going to take this position. then go up to Joseph and say, hey, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to get more referrals to Mayur than you are. And I might pass you up. How happy would you be, Joseph, when one of your people passes you up in revenue share?
Let's go. I'd love it.
Guys, I really hope that this was helpful. Somebody asked what's my social media. Just Google or just put my name in there. So far, there's not a second Mayur Thakarar on Facebook or Instagram. Just put me in there. My Instagram that's my Insta handle. Call me, text me, email me, work chat me, Facebook me, say hello to me at the next event. And if you guys are going to EXPCon, bring a guest with you. If you don't have one already, stop everything you're doing, because if you're going to EXPCon, you already have a BOGO ticket. Many people don't know you already have a free ticket. Reach out to your pipeline and tell them this. Say, hey, you don't even have to call people. Text them. Say, hey, I'm going to the greatest real estate convention on planet Earth in Miami at the Lowe's in the Fontainebleau. We've got Brian Carruthers. We've got some amazing, amazing keynote speakers. And I have a free ticket that's going to waste. And I have a free hotel room. Do you want it? I promise you, if you send that text message to 50 people, one person's going to take you up on it, if not more. And when you get that person to come to EXPCon, the odds of them joining, we have a stat that came out yesterday. It's 74% of agents that came to EXPCon last year joined within 30 days. And there's going to be an Explorer booth where they can meet with myself, all the other growth directors onboarding, and we can onboard them at EXP. We'll onboard them on the site. So guys, it was great being here today. Joseph, I really appreciate it. Looking forward to working with you and all your great leaders. Guys, reach out to me, harass me all day long. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out.
Awesome stuff, Mayur. Thank you so much, my brother. Have a wonderful day out there. We'll connect here shortly. And team, I know we're past top of the hour. You guys have a phenomenal week. Go out there, crush it. Any questions that you guys or want follow up on everything that Mayur shared and all those golden nuggets, reach out to me directly in the team. We'll get you guys the information you need to thrive and prosper. Let's go get it.